So, my friends out there, if you will permit me to just speak plainly to you for a moment, I want to tell you something. For many years, I have observed a curious phenomenon in amongst entrepreneurs. So, say a man out here discovers the trade of appliances. He learns it, he masters it, and becomes excellent at it. And then he, unbeknownst to him, mistakes the mastery of the trade for mastery of himself, which those two are not the same thing. So you see, a man may know every component inside of a washing machine and still not know, or still know very little about the machinery of his own mind. He may diagnose a refrigerator in minutes, yet spend decades unable to diagnose the true cause of his own limitations. So the apprentice believes that success is found in learning more about the machine, while the master knows that success is found in learning more about himself. So a lot of owners or people will spend their lives chasing the external solutions, like a new tool, maybe a new certification from somewhere, a new marketing strategy, a new event. Maybe they're like, I need new software. It must be in a new opportunity. And yet the wise master notices something fascinating. Different men possess the same tools. Different companies possess the same opportunities, and even different owners have access to the same information, yet their outcomes are always vastly different. Now, why is that? Because the determining factor was never the tool, the external tool. The determining factor was the consciousness of the individual using it. A hammer in the hands of a master can create a cathedral. The same hammer in the hands of another creates rubble or very little. The hammer was never the difference. The craftsman was. This is one of the great misunderstandings of business. People believe their limitations exist outside of themselves. So we as builders understand the limitations must always exist within themselves first. So if you're going to build your inner self, the inner architecture teaches something profound. Everything that is built externally must first be built internally. Before a cathedral exists in stone, it exists in thought. Before a company exists in reality, it exists in a vision. And before wealth exists in a bank, it exists inside of our consciousness. Every business eventually becomes a mirror to its reality, not a reflection of the market or a reflection of the economy or a reflection of its competitors, a reflection of you as the owner. If the owner lacks clarity, the company lacks clarity. If you as the owner lack discipline, then your company lacks discipline. And if the company lacks consistency, then the owner lacks consistency. And if you as the owner lack leadership, then your company lacks leadership. The business can never sustainably rise above the architecture of its creator. That's why many remain trapped in their business. They spend years attempting to alter the reflection while refusing to alter the source. They seek to change the company without changing the owner. They seek greater income without greater capacity. They seek freedom without structure. They may seek influence without responsibility, right? In nature, being perfectly impartial will deny the request, for nature always operated under a simple law. Capacity precedes expansion. So the vessel must grow before it can contain more. The tree must deepen its roots before it can increase its height. And the leader must expand internally before their organization expands externally. So this is why some men work harder every year and remain where they are. It's not their lack of effort. It's because effort alone was never the answer. Think about a horse. It can run faster, but a master asks whether it's running in the correct direction. The appliance industry provides a magnificent example of this. Everyone wishes to learn how to fix another machine, yet very few wish to learn how to build a machine called a company. Everyone studies the diagnostics and schematics. Very few study leadership and success principles. Everybody studies repairs, but very few study capacity. And everyone studies appliances, but very few study themselves. And so they remain technicians. There is nothing wrong with being a technician. It is very honorable work. But a technician asks like a question of, how do I solve this problem? While an architect or owner of this company asks, how do I create systems where this problem rarely occurs? A technician creates transactions while an architect creates assets. A technician exchanges hours while an architect creates leverage. A technician is out here working harder while an architect is out here thinking deeper. The future leaders of this industry will not emerge because they know more about appliances than everyone else. That's not it. The information is available to us all at this point. The future leaders will emerge because they understand something much deeper. They understand that the true work is not in the repair of the machines, that the true work is the elevation of consciousness, the expansion of capacity, the refinement of character, and the mastery of self. For what is leadership if not self-mastery extended outward? What is wealth if not value creation multiplied? What is freedom if not disciplined structure creating options? That's not what masters merely seek in a larger business. They seek a larger version of themselves. He understands that every challenge, every setback, every frustration, every obstacle he faces is revealing a place where growth is required. So the average person asks, why is this happening to me? While the architect asks, what is this attempting to teach me? One remains trapped while the other evolves and elevates. So, my friends, there will always be another tool. There will always be another software, another strategy, another event to go to, another market. There will be another opportunity, but there is only one asset that determines the outcome of all the others. You. The greatest investment you will ever make is not in your truck. It is not inside of your marketing or in more equipment for your business. It's not even in your company. It is in the architecture of the individual staring back at you in the mirror. For when the architect grows, the structure grows. When the leader expands, guess what? The organization begins to expand, the organization. So when capacity increases, abundance flows due to the gratefulness. And when the inner kingdom is brought to order, the outer kingdom has little choice but to follow. That, my friends, is the work. Not merely building a business, but becoming the person capable of building one worthy of your vision. That's the game behind the game. That's what we teach you inside of the Academy.